guys, it's Emma, and I'm back today for you with another video. We are, today is the 3rd, so we're 3 days into September, the day that I'm filming this. And I thought, why not just get my August reading wrap-up out of the way? So that is what this video is. This is my August 2022 reading wrap-up video. I read 7 books during August, and the reason why I didn't read as many books as I do normally is because August was a stressful ass month for me, okay? I started college again, and I was trying to get situated with everything that was going on. Like I said, I read 7 books. There's only 3, maybe 4 that I would recommend wholeheartedly. But yeah, we're just gonna get right into them really quickly. In the meantime, however, I want you guys to go down to the comments and tell me whether or not you've read any of these books, whether or not you like these books, whether there are any recommendations based off of these books that I did or did not like that you guys would recommend to me. I want to know, okay? So with that out of the way, let's just jump right into it. The first book for August that I read was The Sight by Erin Hunter. This is the first book in the Power of 3 series. It kicks it off. It kicks this sub-series off. And this basically introduces Hollypaw, Jaypaw, and Lionpaw. They are Firestar's grandchildren, and just them finding their places in ThunderClan, and it's the biggest Warrior Cats book, just like in the general series that I've seen, that I can remember anyway. And I gave it 2 stars. And the reason why I did was because of Jaypaw. I don't condone Brightheart slander. I just don't. Not to my face, not in my household. I don't endorse it, all right? And the amount of times I wanted to deck Jaypaw because of his demeaning of her made me want to almost go insane, okay? I could not handle Jaypaw in this book. I'm assuming he gets better. I guess really I should say I hope he gets better, because I mean, when you assume, you only make an ass out of you and me. So I'm hoping that he has a good, or at least a satisfactory character arc, because there's a lot of people that love Warrior Cats that have Jaypaw, or consequentially Jayfeather, as their favorite character. So I'm hoping. I also liked how the Erins wrote Jaypaw's blindness in. Just, yeah, not my favorite Warrior Cats book. It has put me in a slump and a stoppage in my reread of the series, so we'll see how this continues. The next book that I read for August basically follows the same emotional path that I took with The Sight, and that is To Kill a Kingdom by Alexandra Christo. This is about Lyra, who's the princess of the Sirens, and she commits a crime to where her mother, the Sea Queen, basically goes, okay bitch, your tail, snatched. Your song, snatched. And in order to get these things back, you gotta go up to the surface and kill this prince or whatever in order to get them back. And she's like, I bet. So it's all about her teaming up with this prince who's also a siren hunter named Prince, what was his name? Ellion. And he's not only trying to kill her, who he really doesn't know who she is, but he's also trying to get this crystal that will weaken the sirens enough for humans to basically drive them away, and so humans won't have to worry about them anymore. So it's all about them trying to team up. Lyra trying to kill him, and him inherently trying to kill her species. I gave this 2 stars. I actually DNF'd it at 59% on page 204. This book is just shy of 350 pages. This book said and did so little in so many pages. It was unreal, quite honestly. And then everybody was saying that this is like prime enemies to lovers, just nutrition. It's not, at least not to me. Enemies to lovers, maybe rivals to lovers, but even lovers? I don't know. The banter, what banter? There really was just repetition of questions at each other like parrots. I'm not doing very well with mermaid books. There's only like, 2 that I can think of that I genuinely enjoyed. So if you guys have any mermaid recommendations, please leave them down below, all right? Because I'm not doing very well in this department. The next book that I read is the start of the very short, but quite honestly, very, very, very much awaited period of time where I actually read some good books for August, all right? And the first book that starts this period off is Breed by Chase Novak, okay? This is a monster book. I would classify it as a werewolf book. This book is about Leslie and Alexandra Twisden, who have been trying for a baby, but they can't get pregnant. And so they go to Slovenia, where they heard about this doctor who apparently makes miracles happen with infertile parents. And so they have two twins, who are they? Adam and Alice. And they have bars on their windows. Their parents lock them in their rooms every night. And their parents are going through very, very bizarre and disturbing changes every night. I gave this 4 stars, okay? I loved this. This werewolf book is really none like I've ever read before, okay? Because this werewolf book really doesn't go down the path of like being bitten to be infected. I would say that if you're into freaky books, because there's a difference between creepy and freaky, all right? The Only Good Indians is freaky. So I'd say if you're a fan of that book, definitely go for Breed. But also there's an element in this book that reminded me so much of The Child Thief by Brom, okay? If you liked The Child Thief, Breed I think will be up your alley too, okay? Because there's a bittersweet ending at the end, and it's very almost pitiful to watch what these characters go through. I loved this, and I can't recommend this enough to horror fans, like especially if you're looking for like a short or an easy to get through horror book, definitely go for Breed. Oh my gosh, okay, this is the only audiobook that I finished during August, and that is The Harpy by Megan Hunter. This is about a woman named Lucy who catches her husband Jake cheating on her with a work colleague. And so she finds out, she confronts him about it, and he basically makes up this compromise where he says, okay, Lucy, I'll give you 3 opportunities to hurt me back. And so it's all about her and him living through this compromise, and it getting more and more malevolent as she goes through the first attempt at making him hurt, and then the second attempt, and then the third attempt, and each one getting worse in terms of just pain. And it's short, it's like magical realism. The entire time she's trying to figure out whether or not she's turning into a harpy, and the entire time you're trying to figure out whether or not it's all in her head or if she actually is turning into a harpy. It was just really, really cool. All right, I gave this 5 stars. This was amazing. The symbolism, the metaphors, the fact that you really didn't know whether or not she was actually turning into a harpy was so freaking cool. The synopsis is really just the tip of the iceberg for how these people are, okay? But once you get under the water, I just want to put a little disclaimer for this book. I support women's rights, but I also really do support women's wrongs, especially in fiction, okay? So I'd say if you're looking for a good revenge book or just a really good short magical realism story, this is totally up your alley. I think it's gothic too. The next book that I read is, oh my gosh, On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous by Ocean Vuong. This is written as a letter from a son to his mother who cannot read. And it's all about him basically unloading about how he felt about how he grew up with her taking care of him, how he's matured and what's happened to him so far. I gave this 5 stars. I read this from my book club. This book, to me, honestly, is just pure emotion and feelings. The symbolism in this book with hands, physical touch, the color purple, it is so beautiful. Like the fact that every sentence in here really doesn't only have one meaning. Each sentence has layers to them. It is so beautiful and so, honestly, so well done. It is so good. It's a book written by a Libra. I would say 4 Libras, okay? There are some points in here where I genuinely got choked the hell up, all right? Just plainly because of how emotional and how raw and how human the feelings and themes are in this book. It is so beautiful, okay? I would totally recommend this to anybody who's been wanting to read Ocean Vuong. Definitely check this out, okay? Because, oh my goodness, this, I need more Ocean Vuong in my life. That's just been decided. Okay. The next book that we have is American Psycho by Bret, Easton, Ellis. This is the tone shift. This is about a man named Patrick Bateman who works on Wall Street by day and is a psychopathic murderer by night. I gave this 1 star. I will have a rant review up after this video on this book because holy shit, did this book bore me to infinity. I can't even begin to describe how boring this book was, okay? Other than by saying it drove me to do my homework. The writing style is amazing and very crafty in the first 100, maybe 150 pages. The rest of it, the fact that it goes on for at least 299 pages more, drags that writing style through the mud and just makes it redundant and overused. All right, to the point where it was like, I don't care that this man works on Wall Street. I don't care that this man only describes people by the brands they wear. I don't care that he has a regimented workout. I don't care that he has a 20-minute face routine. I don't care. And I think this book would have profited even better as just a 100 and 150 page book. Okay, and then I watched the movie because I was like, all right, all the hype has to be coming from somewhere. If it's not the book, then it has to be the movie. The movie, damn, Christian Bale couldn't even have saved that movie for me. I'm so sorry, Mr. Bale. All right, I love you. I appreciate the work that you do, but American Psycho, damn. Damn. And then the last book that I read for August is kind of disappointing, just plainly because I was expecting to rate it higher, and that is A Magic Steeped in Poison by Judy Lin. I have been waiting for this book to come out. I've been waiting for this book to be able to be read, okay? Ever since it came out on Twitter, and I've been following it because of the cover. Look at this bitch! This is about a girl named Ning, whose mother and sister have been poisoned, and her mother has died, and her sister is in the throes of this poison. So, basically, Ning decides that she will take up her mother's mantle as the resident, I do apologize if I butcher this, Shenongshi, and go to the capital of this kingdom where this competition is being held for all of the apprentices of this art of ancient tea making, to basically compete, and the winner gets to be the official Shenongshi of the court in this kingdom, and they get a personal favor from the princess herself. And so Ning sees this as an opportunity to go there, win this competition by any means necessary, and get this favor and turn it into an antidote to save her sister. The setting and the writing style are probably the 2 best things about this book, all right? The setting is in a fantastical China, and it's dealing with the ancient art of tea making. The magic of this world comes from tea making itself. And I thought the magic system was really freaking cool. Just how the author was able to mix everything and show magic through tea was so cool and really interesting. There were some things in here that just plot-wise didn't really make any sense. There were some things that were kind of introduced that you could tell were just to stir the plot, and then were never mentioned again. The romance in here was kind of insta-lovey. The characters, pretty much every character in here other than the main character, wasn't flushed out as much as I personally would like. And so I ended up giving it 3 stars. There are some things in here that I thought were a little questionable. There is a round of the competition that does involve animal cruelty. I was a little disappointed just mainly because, like I said, I was expecting to love this book. However, I do have the sequel and I'm reading it right now, okay? And it has dual POVs. It's got Ning's and Kong's, okay? And Kong is her love interest, so I'm hoping that because we have a POV from him, he'll be more fleshed out. But yeah, Magic Steeped in Poison, it's still a good book. I would still really recommend it. Especially if you loved Daughter of the Moon Goddess by Su Lin Tan, all right? This reminds me so much of that. It's got that competition thing. It's got the really just really in-depth, almost Chinese mythology type of thing going on. It's really cool, all right? And the art is gorgeous too, okay? So yeah, a little disappointing, but not disappointing enough for me not to pick up the sequel. So you guys, those were all of the books that I read in August. I hope that you enjoyed. I hope that, you know, for the books that I do recommend, I hope that you'll pick them up. And maybe for the ones that I don't recommend, you'll either pick them up out of spite, because, you know, when the world fails you, spite will not. Or you'll stay away from them, like I warned you to. But with that being said, you guys, I hope you enjoyed. I hope that you will stay tuned for more videos that come out on my channel. I hope that you are staying safe, and I hope that you guys have a good rest of your day. Goodbye.